Good afternoon and welcome to Singer's Journal. So today is Tuesday and it is January the 16th, 2018. So I am actually just finishing up a practice session. I did guitar for probably about an hour. So my fingertips, they feel numb, I guess because I'm finally getting a callus on them. And I'm still struggling with trying to find some of the notes like the C. Oh, and then not hitting the strings around it. But I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with it. 2018 is a new year. I'm going to stick with this daggum guitar. And I'm going to stick with my voice and my piano. Yes, I am. Now, with the song that I'm going to do today, it's going to be my monthly song, which is Torn Wells, Hills, and Valleys. Yesterday, I sang through that song as well as Love on the Line because they had some spots in them, especially with the higher notes, where I wanted to make sure that I wasn't hitting a crack or just suddenly going from like a nice filled, full sounding note, that's a better word, over to this light and airy situation. I want to kind of blend it into a nice, smooth middle voice note. So I'm working on that. But what I actually want to start on today with that song is the verse. So in the verse, it starts off as like a testimonial part where he's talking about he's walked among the shadows and you wiped my tears away. So it's a tender moment. You don't want to, obviously, you're not going to be singing, I walked among the shadows. That just sounds weird and creepy. So you don't want it to sound like that. You have to give the notes their proper pitch, which is going to require the deeper tones, but you don't want it to be so deep like, I walked among the shadows. You don't want that either. So you got to find a happy medium between the two. So I'm going to sing it in a way that I used to do all the time, believe it or not, because I thought that when it got lower, I had to be really heavy with my low. So this is what I mean. Starting with the verse. I walked among the shadows and you wiped my tears away. And I felt the pain of heartbreak. And I've seen the brighter days. And I prayers to heaven from my lowest place. And I have held the blessings God you give and take away. And I guess at a certain point in some songs, that might be necessary. But for this song, to me, it kind of ruins the mood. It ruins the mood of the song, which is supposed to be like this testimonial, prayerful moment to God. And it's just like you like you fussing about it. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want that. We don't want that mood to be ruined. So let's try to go back and change. I want to keep the deep notes, but I want to make it not as black. So remember I talked about the black and the gray and the white. That's just the way that I see it. I learned that from Roger Love. So and for me, it just makes sense. It helps me to be able to get into my middle voice a lot better. So I don't want it to be like this straight up heavy black deep sound. It needs to be like not a dark gray, like a medium gray. It's kind of what I'm looking for with this part. So I need to put a little bit of my low, my certainly more low because the actual notes are low, but also put a little bit of lightness to it. So let's try that one this time. All right, so 1, 2, here I go. I walked among the shadows and you wiped my tears away. And I felt the pain of heartbreak. And I've seen the brighter days. And I prayers to heaven from my lowest place. And I have held the blessings God you give and take away. No matter what I have, your grace is enough. And no matter where I am, I'm standing in your love. So that's kind of the verse with the pre-chorus. All right, so this is what I'm noticing without me even hearing back on it. I normally think about closing my eyes and listening to myself back and then asking myself, does this sound like, first of all, it's enjoyable, Or does it sound too like somebody scratching the blackboard? Does it sound too punchy? Does it match the words that I'm saying? And there are certain parts of the verse that I felt my voice was not matching. So I want to go back and make sure I match what it's talking about with what I'm doing with my voice, but also be a little bit more free to try new things with my voice, because though I do want to sing it closely with the notes that he's done, I want to be able to also put my own individual spin on the song. All right, so let's go back to the top. 2, 3, 4. I've walked among the shadows. I'm gonna do that again. I don't like that. 2, 3, 4. I've walked among the shadows, and you've wiped my tears away. And I felt the pain of heartbreak, and I've seen the brighter days. And I prayers to heaven from my lowest place, and I have held the blessings God, you give and take away. No matter what I have, your grace is enough. And no matter where I am, I'm standing in your love. Let's see. Let's go back to that. And I pray praise to heaven. Okay. So I really want to make sure that I'm not, hitting it too hard and then suddenly get soft and too airy. I feel something going on around that area. So let's start. I've prayed. 2, 3, 4. And I pray prayers to heaven from my lowest place. And I have held the blessings God, you give and take away. No matter what I have, your grace is enough. And no matter where I am, I'm standing in your love. One more again, promise. This is it. Just want to make sure it's right. Starting from the top of the verse. Ready? Here I go. I've walked among the shadows, and you've wiped away my tears. I just made up my own verse. Do it again. Go. I've walked among the shadows, and you wiped my tears away. And I felt the pain of heartbreak, and I've seen the brighter days. And I pray prayers to heaven from my lowest place, and I have held the blessings God, you give and take away. No matter what I have, your grace is enough. And no matter where I am, I'm standing in your love. All right, so I'll go back and listen to it, see what needs to be revamped. All right, going to that chorus. From the mountains I will bow my life to the one who sent me there. From the valley I will lift my eyes to the one who sent me there. What? Okay, I'm just making up my own verse. I'm so sorry. Let me do that one more time. 2, 3. From the mountains. See, that's too light. That's too white. It's too white. I need some more extra darkness to make it a little bit grayer. From the mountains I will bow my life to the one who sent me there. In the valley I will lift my eyes to the one who sees me there. When I'm standing on the mountain, I didn't get there on my own. When I'm walking through the valley, I know I am not alone. Okay, so really quick, because this video is getting super long. This is like real life what I go through though when I'm trying to practice. All right. So I'm still having issues with this whole when I'm standing on. I'm going to position my mouth a little differently because really when it comes to shaping how the sound comes out of your mouth, your lips actually help to dictate how it's going to sound and how it will be received. So I think that if I do a good placement of my lips and my tongue, that the air that's naturally coming out of me can be shaped to give off what I need without really having to strain. Because I am, again, I always say this, I am a vocalist now that I have strained for years, and I ain't straining not never again. Never, no. So we're going to try to find a way without straining, because I just feel like the Lord's telling me that we ain't got to strain. He gave it to us naturally. I ain't straining no more. We ain't doing it. So going back to the on the mountain part. On the mountainside. So on the mountain's eye, right there. Okay, so let's work on that one more again. On the mountainside about my life. That was a little bit better. So I just kind of opened my jaw, dropped my jaw a lot more. And I didn't try to push it too much as make sure I open the back of my throat enough to get it out. So, on the mountainside about my life. So I just made sure to open my mouth and to allow the air to come out and not constrict in the back of my throat because it is getting high. Just try my best to think through that. So again, on the mountainside about my life, to the one who sent me there. In the valley, I will lift my eyes to the one who sees me there. When I'm standing on the mountain, I didn't get there on my own. So when I'm standing on, so standing on, drop it, drop in the jaw, doing the D. When I'm standing on the mountain, I didn't get there on my own. When I'm walking through the valley, I know I am not alone. All right, so you can definitely go back and practice about 15 more minutes in working those parts. But hopefully you got some insight and you heard some things that maybe you could see that I need to change on that. If you do, feel free to leave that comment. Have no problem with listening to constructive criticism, change that. And if you felt like something was okay, say that too, so I can say, oh, all right, well, maybe I'm hearing it in my head, but it doesn't sound as bad as I thought it did. Thank you so much for watching this, and you have a great day.